maybe what I'm going to say sounds arrogant or conceited, but realistically, I feel like that's something that's needed. I feel like those um, traits that people call other people, all right, when they're trying to be something bigger than themselves, they're trying to be a world champion or the best in the world at something, and always trying to achieve higher. I think I'm just guessing, right? But I think it's fair to say that other people might consider them arrogant. But if you're a championship boxer, right, and you believe you're the best in the entire world, right, and you want to go out and fight, you need to have that sort of persona, mentality, in order to carry that confidence. Everyone else will say, oh, he's arrogant, he's conceited. Maybe. Or maybe that's just part of the mindset that other people think when you live and work as a champion. The reason that I'm saying that is because sometimes I ask myself different questions and they motivate me, right? Over and over again, such as just thinking about the will to win. Do you have the will to win? What are you willing to maybe not sacrifice, but in a different way give up or do less of to do something more of, right? I'm working so hard always to being the best comedian, hands down, right? But what do I do in addition to maybe everybody else? I'll tell you one thing, I start my morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. And after I kind of get washed up and I stretch and maybe even go to the gym, I do that too. I write and I perform and I write and I perform. Why do I do that? Because I want more hours in the day. I need an edge. I need an edge on everyone else that's ahead of me. And then one day I'm a little bit closer to them. And then one day I surpass them. And now I'm getting booked all the time, right? What are you willing to do? What are you, the listener? If there is something that you want to be the best at, what could you be doing more of to get you to that next level? Because I'm telling you right now, if you can think of anybody else that's doing something more, if this was a race, you got to do equal and then surpass them. The only way we're gonna catch up to somebody, okay, is by working harder than them, right? And then if you continue to progress in that work ethic and stuff, you're gonna go from catching up to them to passing them. That's my biggest goal. My biggest goal every single day is to be better than everybody. And that's one of the things that I always really liked about Conor McGregor. He says, I don't want to take part, I want to take over. That's it. And it's so funny because there's the phrase meteoric rise, meaning a meteor, right? It's a strange concept to think that, everybody knew who Conor was. When everybody started to blow up, 10 years before that, nobody knew who he was, right? And I feel like every single day I go from being less known to more known. Sorry, sometimes I get paid extra money to help cars in front of me when lights are green to remind them they have to drive at that point. I apologize. Idiots. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Please forgive me, audience. But yeah, one of the things that he said is, I don't want to take part, I want to take over. And everybody kept saying how conceited he was and how arrogant he was. But think about it. You have to carry that mentality, okay? Not the mentality of telling yourself, I'm conceited. Not the mentality of telling yourself that I'm arrogant. But having the will to win, to do so much to be the best, and to build that confidence internally. If people are saying you're arrogant, conceited, okay, they could be haters, right? But more than likely, someone that's a champion isn't going to use that word. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about the ways that people describe others? What do their peers say, right? I don't mean they're competitors. I mean like the people, maybe it's like a different league or, maybe a different weight class or something like that. But they all share the commonality of the championship mindset. And that's another great, awesome, amazing, cool thing about psychology, okay? Is you can go in so many different directions, but asking yourself, just looking at the will to win. If you just look at that phrase, will to win, the will to win, right? Ask yourself, what if there is something you could be doing to catch up to the person who's ahead of you, and then not just that, surpass them. All right? Again, just like a car, you can only catch up to them. You're not going to catch up to them by going equal speed. You got to be doing more. You got to catch up. And if you want to pass by them, you got to continue that percentage increase of that evolution. You got to continue to blaze past that fool. You hear me? So, that was just a phrase, the will to win, that's been circling in my head lately a lot. And I've been thinking a lot lately. And I'm proud to say that I have the will to win. And I display it every single day when I get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I work on what I'm most passionate about, which is comedy. And I still manage to have a day job. And then after that job, work on more writing, do more shows, and continue to make that dream into a reality every single day. So maybe something that I said will take you the next gear. Maybe it'll pump you up a little bit. But at the very least, as I always say, saying things out loud, it's the only opportunity, maybe if you have a podcast or if you don't, to instill something that is already a part of you and to get one more mental repetition. Because otherwise, if you're just thinking it in your own mind, you don't really hear it, right? But when you say it, you think through those thoughts, and you hear it too, it's like you're hitting that on multiple ways, your consciousness. So anyway, y'all the best day. Be better. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.